guys have already been asking questions. Some people want you to become the next URU president. Other guys asking if you're going to go into coaching. Have you yet decided the direction you want to take next, if that time comes, and when that time comes? Michael, how would you want to be remembered?
I would want to be remembered as Michael Wokorach, that cool guy who loved rugby, who loved seeing people strive, who loved seeing the community happy, and who loved taking in big hits and being called the Gonya. Yeah.
And welcome to another episode of the Fat Cats podcast, probably the last one of 2025, and no better way for us to end this one. Serene space where we are, courtesy of our guest, and we do appreciate him for that, but we had to make sure that we do this right and we really give him the due respect for what he has done for the game of rugby in Uganda. And of course, just quickly going through the introduction of a man with a very, very long CV in rugby, not even going into other professional things, but he played as a loose forward and a centre. And current club, Heathens, he has, as per now, he has not yet retired. Maybe by Saturday we shall say he has finally been bid farewell. He has represented Buffaloes, Heathens, the Rugby Cranes 15s, the Uganda 7s, the Rugby Legends, and the UG All-Stars. Among his very many honours, we can note some of them. 54 tests for the Rugby Cranes 15s, 11 Rugby Premierships, 7 Uganda Cup Championships, 6 National 7 Series titles, 3 Makerere 10s titles, 2012 Rugby Africa Cup 15s runner-up, Elgon Cup 2-time winner, 2023 Victoria Cup champion, 3-time Rugby Africa Men's Sevens champion, 2-time Rugby Africa Men's Sevens runner-up, Rugby Sevens World Cup appearances in 2018 and 2022, the ball winner at the 2022 Rugby Sevens World Cup, 4-time Commonwealth Games appearances, Uganda Rugby Awards MVP in 2013 and 2015, Rugby Premiership top try scorer in 2015, MVP at the Makerere Sevens in 2014, the USPA Media Player of the Year 2013 and 2015, and part of the 2012 Elgon Warriors team. None other than, of course, Michael Wokorach, also known as Gonya. Again, we talked about having a podcast with you after one that we did 2 years ago. It was 2nd June 2023.
Yes.
That's when we did, when it came out, not when we actually recorded it, but when it came out, where we talked a lot about the background and how you really came into the game and all that. And for those that haven't yet watched it, I really I urge them to go and actually try and watch that. But for this one, we want to just really go into the conversation about where you are right now and everything within rugby and a bit outside rugby as well. Yeah. But looking at this very long thing that was very tiresome, first of all, to read this introduction, is there a trophy that has eluded you in Ugandan rugby?
I don't think there's any trophy.
You don't think there's any
trophy?
trophy?
I don't think there's any trophy because when you look at the CV and you look at the trophies I've won, I think I've won everything that Ugandan rugby has to offer. Yeah.
But you don't have a shield title.
Because I never got to play shield.
So I have a shield title. So that means that I might be a bit better than you there.
I hope you have a league title to your name.
Michael, together. But it's been a crazy week for you, of course. After, of course, the Uganda Cup final. Unfortunately, Heathens didn't win that one.
Yeah.
But shortly before you announced that, that was... At first, I thought it was just you stopping being captain. But it later hit us that, you know what, you're actually calling it quits.
Yeah.
And, of course, the resultant reactions from people, so many messages coming on. And one thing that you said previously was that a Luo man does not retire on social media. But we saw a retirement message on social media.
To be honest, my words have gone against me. Yeah, because but there's no other better way for me to announce my retirement because I chose a platform that has most of the rugby community, a platform that is followed by so many people. So I think it was the best way for me because to retire. Then actually after that, go to the media houses and just talk about my journey and talk about the full retirement. What happened at Nambole, definitely my goal was, if we won the Uganda Cup,
Yeah.
I was going to come out that very night to announce that I fully retired. So it just prolonged my retirement, and I didn't want to do it in that way, so people look at me as a weak man. But if you had my interview after that game, I let the fans know that in the next coming few days, I'll definitely announce my full retirement. But for that game, I was captaining Heathens for my last time, and then it was brewing towards something special for me to announce my full retirement.
But has it, first of all, is it 19 years, 20 years? How many years? How long does this career span?
So I started playing rugby in 2002.
2002.
Yeah, when I was a little boy. Yeah, that was the first time I picked up a rugby ball. I played throughout my high school. I went to schools like Maryland. I went to St. Lawrence. During my spell with St. Lawrence, when I was in my HSC, I played with Buffaloes from 2006 to 2007. Then immediately after I got done with my high school, I would immediately join Heathens. So I would definitely say 18 years for Heathens.
18 years for Heathens.
1 year for Buffaloes. And then the remaining 4 years for high school rugby.
Okay.
Yeah, so in total, I would say 23 years of rugby.
Yeah, but the full story, of course, of the origin of all that is on the first episode that we did. Look out for it, of course, Michael Wokorach, Triumphs and Adversity, that we did 2 years ago. It's on our YouTube platform, and also you can listen to it on our audio podcast platforms. But has it sunk in yet for you?
To be honest, Ruben, it has not yet sunk in.
Do you know how crazy it is to... You know, one thing we take for granted is how this thing becomes part of our lives. Even me, who was just retired, I be looking like, on the weekend, man, where is the rugby this weekend? Ruben, now you all of a sudden you're saying...
To be honest, I've been very emotional this whole week. And every radio station or TV station I go to, I feel like really I'm down. I put myself down. But again, I would say there was no better way and better time for me to actually retire.
So it is just my task today to see if I can be able to get a tear or two out of you, so that we can post your picture next to the Xyz and say that Luo men actually cry for.
I wouldn't want to wait for that banter, so I'm going to be a very strong man today and not bring out any tear.
But why now? Is it injuries? Is it just you're tired? Why now?
Ruben, to be honest, the body's tired. The
body is tired?
Yeah, because I have played at the highest level for so long. And I'm also not a young man. When you look at the age factor, right now the young boy is Bakuba. Yeah, so if you pick it up, you'll end up maybe messing yourself. And then at the beginning of this year, I was very unfortunate that I started off the year very well. I thought I would still go for longer. And then along the way, I encountered some injuries which took longer to heal. And that's when I realized, actually, I think the body is weary and the body needs a rest. So it had been brewing on for some time, since 2023 when I came out after the Cape Town Sevens, and I posted something, and I came and said, no, I'm not retired, maybe I have 2 more years. And this is exactly 2 more years, 2025.
Okay. But you see, in Uganda rugby, we have a trend where guys retire, then after some time they get bored and they come back.
I'm stamping
and I saw something on social media that, guys, he may be saying closing the chapter and he's joining Pirates. But if you do that, we shall leave the sport for you guys.
No. I wouldn't want to kill my legacy with Heathens. I wouldn't want to. Yeah, I wouldn't want to kill my legacy with Heathens, and it's great that I've actually chosen to retire as a Heathens player. And maybe years to come, they will think about me as a legend of Heathens.
Okay, let's talk about Heathens now. Last year was a treble year. Yeah. Very, very dominant year. Yeah. This year, you lost all the trophies you won. What's the state of the team at this point when you leave it? Of course, we're seeing a couple of new faces and all, but what's the picture like in the camp?
Yes, last year we finished very strong. We won the treble, won all the trophies for tech in Ugandan rugby. This year we were hit very hard with losing so many of our players to different teams. If you look at, we lost 8 starters to VU.
Yeah.
A couple of our players like Joachim Kisano left the country. He went for greener pastures in Canada. We had Shadon leave and go back to Nairobi. So if you look at the number of players, we lost about 12 players who are very good starters for the team. And that really, for a team that plays at the high level of rugby, when you lose those number of players, definitely you can never be the same. So we also lost Santos along the way. He went to play some professional rugby in SA. So we are left with a very few players to use to try and see that we retain the league, which unfortunately did not happen because we lacked in depth. We went back to picking players from Stallion who are not exposed, and they really needed some time for them to gel and also get to the way Heathens play. So we struggled a lot. Went to the sevens, tried to patch up young boys because after 15s, our coach Athio had to step down, and then we received Tolbert, who says, "Okay, let me steer this ship and see how far I can go." And you know, Tolbert is a believer in the young talent, so you could see from that sevens team, they were very young boys and very hungry to move forward. So it has been a transition for Heathens, and I can assure you it won't take that long because we're trying to make things possible for us to get back to where we are supposed to be. So we are going to go on the market and try and buy
And
players. And shop players. So,
Impis, watch out.
So all those clubs out there, if you have players who are interested in Heathens and we come for them, please let them come to the club.
Have you had a chance to talk to the team, the boys, like one last message, or is that something that's going to happen like on the weekend?
Yes, so the plan is for the weekend because after the Uganda Cup, there were so many emotions in the dressing room, and I could not just come out in open and talk to the boys. I needed them to first settle in, go through the reality that we have lost the Uganda Cup, and also go through the reality that this year we have not done the best for ourselves as a club, because it's been a while since Heathens goes a season without something. It's been a while, so I don't know when was the last time in my playing days, but I need to check and see and see when exactly that was. So I plan on doing that this weekend and just put down the boys and tell them, look here, I have chosen a different path. I need to let down to retire and hang my boots. However much I'll still be amidst them, try and support them mentally, financially, emotionally, whatever support I can give to them. I'll still be around as Michael Wokorach to give a helping hand to the club and see that we get back to where I used to be.
There's a statement that is normally said, Kyadondo is home. Kyadondo has been your home for the longest period of time. And at this point, when you are in one way or the other saying bye to Kyadondo in one form, how impactful has Kyadondo been to you as a man and as someone that has really grown through rugby and the sport?
I give all to Kyadondo. It has been a home away from home. I have achieved so much with Kyadondo, and I've achieved so much around the rugby circles in Kyadondo. I first stepped into Kyadondo in 2001 through my mates, the likes of Benon Kiza, Bango Chris, and Chika Brian. I happened to move from Bugolobi to Nakawa. So Nakawa was a hub of very many sportsmen and ladies, including Naguro. So I happened to move and stayed with my auntie for some time, and that's how I met the Brian Chikawa and the Kiza Benons. And one day they asked me if they could come with me to Kyadondo just to see and have a feel. Back then they were ball boys, but they're also playing tag at that moment. So when I stepped into Kyadondo, it was a different feeling. And I took part as a ball boy for that time. But then I looked at the sport in a very different way, very organized. By that time, Kyadondo Heathens had so many odieros. And I remember it was a game, Heathens against Cobs, where Heathens had to visit Kampala Rugby Club. And they put us behind a pickup as the ball boys with water and all that, and went to Legends. And from that time, I've never looked back. I came back the following year and I said I needed to play the sport. That was in 2002. So I give it all to Kyadondo. They have been a home for me. They have nurtured me into who I am. They have given me leadership positions in the club. I am looked at differently at Kyadondo when I'm there. So it means a lot to me, and I give it back to them because Without them, I wouldn't have been Michael Wokorach.
From the time when you joined Kyadondo then and now, what are those biggest distinctions or differences that are with the rugby club or the rugby space that maybe someone who has just joined, or as we call most of them, the COVID funds, paint for them a picture of the difference then and now?
I think if Kyadondo has heritage, and I could tell anyone out there, when you look at Kyadondo, it's just full of heritage. There are so many rugby players who have passed through Kyadondo. Yes, there are quite a number of new clubs that have come up, or maybe new clubs, I would say clubhouses that have come up, just like recently KPA. But Kyadondo was a hub of everything. All the great players from Kyadondo. So anyone out there, I'm just trying to paint a picture of Kyadondo. It's like some people say, it's the home of Ugandan rugby. And I can attest to that. And I believe it has done so much for so many people.
When it comes to legacies, there is a very, very popular song that is tied to rugby called Frontline. Now, of course, the rugby community in general now wants to steal it to be a national rugby song and not just a Heathens song. We see now that people even raise chairs when they are celebrating. There are also videos of you celebrating as well whenever they are playing it, regardless of where you are. But is it true that you are the one that came up with that song to be tied to Heathens?
Not only me.
Not only you.
Yeah, we're a couple of guys who came up with that song to be the song for Heathens. Arthur Mukama and Tialata. Dennis
Tialata.
Yes. So we one time sat down and we said, we like playing from the front line. What can we do? And that time, I think Frontline had just come in, I think 2012. And when we had Peter Miles sing Frontline, we all agreed and said, you know what? Let's use this as our catch song so that we can run on the pitch while Frontline is playing in the background.
Were there any other options besides Frontline?
To be honest,
things
no.
that could have been?
No. And I think one of the guys who pronounced that Tukubira ku Frontline was Dennis Mugambe, Tialata. When he told Arthur, Tuina Kubira ku Frontline, then we thought about a song. And immediately Frontline came to our minds and we actually picked up Frontline.
So you are considered as, of course, an elder in the game. On and off the pitch, of course, a lot of people come to you for advice, and a lot of people also look up to you. Are there any particular things that you talk to young boys about these days that maybe you look back and you laugh, maybe you used to do some of the same things?
Yes, definitely. There are a couple of things. First of all, back then, Kyadondo was a place for only big people. If you've come to do your ball boy duties and everything, after it is 6 p.m., you have to leave the place. So if those guys come and find you at Kyadondo, you definitely, they call it Ngolo. They would come and give you an Ngolo and they tell you run back home. So I keep telling the young guys, don't misuse yourself. Just be like us back then. And it has helped us become who we are now. Because if you look at the kids these days, you find kids are spoiled even at 17 years. Because of the nurturing and what they have gone through. So I always tell them, guys, for you to become a very good rugby player, you need to avoid certain things. If you're at the club and you're not supposed to be at the club, please go home. Yeah.
Okay. There's been a recent conversation about the face of the league. And I will say we are guilty to have started that conversation as well. But rightly so. Would you say that you are the face of the league, or at least you've been the face of the league for some time?
Ruben, I think that is for you guys to answer. But one thing I've done is just put my body to play and to play every season and to perform at the highest level of rugby. So it's for you guys to answer. But one thing I can say is I've helped my club be up there. And most players, actually, when I was reading posts on X, they were saying, how can we imagine a Heathens team without Michael Wokorach? Some are saying, how can we imagine a league without the name Michael Wokorach? So I wouldn't say I was the first because there are other great players, but it depends on how you see it. But all I have done is just put my body online and help my club and also help the league and have my name there.
Yeah, and of course, but you being even considered for something like that, it just means that you're one of those iconic figures that have defined the game over the years. But when you came into the game at your younger stage, who are those iconic people that were there at the time that you phoned? The way maybe guys are looking at you like, hey, oh, you're Gonya, man. Which guys were you?
There are a couple of them. There are a couple of them. I think when I joined Heathens in 2008, we had the lives of Matthias Ocho, the late Robert Seguya, may his soul rest in peace.
Soul rest in peace.
We had, from the opposite side, we had Timothy Mudola, we had Stone Luja, Alan Musoke. Those guys were idols. We used to listen. We used to listen about them and hear very good things about them. And when I joined the league, they were the boys I was facing, and they are some of my teammates. So those are the kind of people that I grew up with. And they're the ones who nurtured me into becoming the player I am today.
But of course, looking at this whole conversation, we have to admit that you're pretty popular. Or over time, you've become popular. Does it at any one point also surprise you, like, hey, man, have you ever been in a situation where maybe you go somewhere, someone knows you and you're like, I'm this popular?
Definitely, but also it has come in handy because everywhere I go and someone recognizes me, in case there's any service for them to offer, they want to offer it to me.
Yes.
I can walk into a bank and someone sees me and like, that's Michael. Then they tell me, come through, let's serve you. Yeah. So it has been a blessing for me, actually, to put up my hand and play and people get to recognize me. I go somewhere and someone says, Michael, come and I buy you a drink. A soft drink, by the way. So come and I buy you a soft drink, or come, let's sit together, let's have a chat. So it has been a good thing for me. And I'm very glad that people got to know me in my playing days. However much I'm playing over the last game over this weekend, but it has been an amazing journey for me. Yeah.
But of course, with the popularity and all, and of course being in rugby now, you made a name for yourself. Media is covering you, so much of the attention that comes. Is it something that you always embraced from when you were young, that you'd like to be in the limelight? Maybe you are a bit more extroverted, or were you like me, someone who's introverted but had to find a way to get out of their shell?
I'm an extrovert. I like doing things so that people can recognize me, so that people can know that Michael is around. So growing up, I didn't know I've gotten this much fame. But one thing I know about myself is determination. So I was determined to give it my best when I started this rugby journey. And I'm very glad it has turned out the way it has turned out, because I am amazed by how people are sending me off, because everywhere I go, everyone is geared up. Even down here, everyone is like, we need to go and support Michael this weekend in his final run. So it has been an amazing journey for me. And to be honest, I am grateful to God for bringing me this far and making me achieve all this.
People rarely talk about your time at Buffaloes. Could you describe for us how it was for you coming from school to play for Buffaloes? How was that whole experience?
My Buffalo time was pretty much confusing, because at that time Buffalo was seen as a very small club, feeder club. So when I joined Kyadondo, I used to go to school in my O level, but I used to play. I used to come back to Kyadondo and then continue with training. So in 2006, when Buffaloes did not have so many players, I was given an opportunity. And there was Brian Tindikawa, Alan Tindikawa, who is a brother to Brian Tabaruka. He devoted his time and said, these three boys, I can tell you, it was me, Preston, Tibashoboka, and Edgar Moyodi. He would drive all the way to Creamland, pick us up, come for training, drive us back. On Saturdays, he would come and pick us up and come for playing, and come to play games. And I remember very vividly is that Buffalo games used to be small games. We used not to use the big pitch. We were using the back pitch. Before that warehouse came in. I think my very first game with Buffaloes was at the back pitch.
The back pitch.
Yeah, before the warehouse, because that pitch was really, it had the whole length was a rugby playing pitch.
Okay. Yeah. That's very interesting.
So yes, so many people don't know that I actually played for Buffaloes, but I did from 2006 to 2007. Yeah.
But of course, this week when you posted, there have been so many positive messages And over the years, there have been a lot of people that have been speaking a lot into your life. I mean, even on the previous podcast we did, you told us about so many people that saw the potential in you. Timothy Mudola saying that you have the potential. Helen Buteme saying that you just need to add this and then you're going to be the player that you are right now. And but on the flip side of things, of course, no situation can ever go without negatives. Are there any negative comments or negative things that have been said to you or about you that have maybe raised your eyebrows here and there?
Very many. I think 2 years ago, I think the year before, 2023.
Yeah.
I remember we are playing in Bugembe, the Bugembe Sevens, and Heathens didn't do very well. And then I got a yellow card. Then eventually they banned me for about 8 weeks. 8 weeks because repeated infringement, and I got more than 5 yellows. And as I was walking on the sideline, I heard someone saying, "Woko soli mukade gwa tukuvya." That thing played around in my mind for so long, including guys coming on X saying agazei, things like that. But you see, the fact is, me, I've been enjoying my rugby, so I don't care whatever someone says out there. So long as I'm enjoying what I'm doing, something that I love, it gives me more motivation to keep going.
Yeah. But of course, when we look at you as a person, I think you're a proper representation of someone that has achieved success both on and off the pitch. I mean, you're doing well for yourself off the pitch. You have a great job and all that, but also on the pitch, you've achieved so much. A proper model for the players that are upcoming to know that they can have it all.
Yeah.
They can balance all sides of things. But of course, I take my time to do a bit of digging, and there was a time when it wasn't like that. I mean, there was a time when you on Facebook you did put out a bit of a rant. I think at that time you were job hunting. You complained about jobs that companies leaving job ads there, yet they are not taking people. And then you talked about a time when you were really stressed. How has life come to be full circle to this moment?
It's amazing how you dug that information out. I never knew you were going to bring something of that kind here, so it's quite amazing. Anyway, in life there are ups and downs.
Yeah.
And I can tell you, juggling this job life with sports is not very easy. I'm very lucky enough to have gone to school, and I keep preaching that gospel to every kid out there that school is very important because it gives you a fallback position.
Yeah.
I'm imagining now if I didn't go to school after rugby, then what next?
Yeah.
Because now I can afford to retire from the sport, but I know I'm going to earn.
Yes.
I'm going back to my professional job, and it will put food on my table. So there have been times that things have not been going on well. But I can tell you, rugby has also opened doors for me because my very first job, I got it through rugby circles.
Yeah.
I remember one time I was at Kyadondo in 2011. I was at Kyadondo, I approached Andrew Wall. I tell Andrew Wall, you know what, I am almost getting done with campus. I've done procurement and logistics, and I'm looking for a job.
Yeah.
I'm looking for a placement just to help me after I'm done with campus. So Andrew knew someone who was a director in a procurement company, a lady. So he tells me, I'm going to make an appointment with this lady, and maybe you go meet her and tell her what you do and see if she can get you a job.
Yeah.
So he sends me the number. I call the lady. I explain to her I am called Michael Wokorach, so and so. Funnily enough, when I explained to her that I'm Michael, she thought it is Michael War, Michael or War of Pork. So I'm like, no, it's not Michael War, it is Michael Wokorach. So she gives me an appointment. I go to her office. Then we sit down and have a conversation. So she asked me what I'm doing at campus. I explained to her, and then she asked me, what do you want to do? I say, if there's any placement for procurement and logistics, I'll be very much willing. And you know what she said? The next answer is, when do you want to start? I can tell you, I worked in that company for 8 years, but no one saw my degree papers. I did not apply for the job. I did not have a CV for the job. They just asked me, when do you want to work? Why? It's because of rugby circles. So that's why I'm saying rugby has done so much for me. I worked in the job for eight years, solid years. But I was very unfortunate that at that time, the company I was working for was going through a transition.
Yeah.
And things became a bit tough for them. And they needed to lay off some of their workers. So when they put all the workers in one basket and they shook it, apparently I'm the one who fell out. I think me and someone else. Why? Because they looked at my strength, and then also because most of my time I devoted it to rugby. I was in office for a short time, then most of the time I'm trying to go to rugby. So I lost a job just like that because of my passion for the sport. That's why I came and ranted. I was trying to look for placement, another opportunity to do. And yeah, it was tough for me because I went through COVID without a job.
Yeah.
And it was not the best ever. It was a tough moment. Remember, COVID, if you're not working, you have no money. There was no rugby where I could earn from. It was tough for me. But God did not let me down. He opened better ways for me. In 2021, I happened to get the job that I'm working at now. And he has done an amazing job for me. And I thank the Lord for it, because it has boosted my confidence. It has made me who I am. I can walk with my head high and say, this is the job I'm doing, and I'm very proud of it.
Okay, and just on that similar note, the situation in rugby at the moment, of course, we do know that there are a number of players who are very much unemployed.
Yeah.
And just the general welfare, because at the end of the day, these players are on the pitch, they put their bodies on the line. Many people come on the weekends to watch them and get entertained. But at the end of the day, what do you think needs to be done to make their lives a little bit better, at least?
I think we just need to enscale them and just show them that, okay, yes, we know you've not gone to school, but there are other things that you can do that can get you money. Putting them in small businesses, taking them to vocational institutes, maybe get their hands dirty, keep them handy, maybe mechanics, maybe welding, maybe being carpenters and all that.
Yeah.
Sometimes you don't have to go to school to put a table together. It's about how the skillfulness you get that can make you do that. So just anyone out there, all the rugby players, don't just base on rugby. There are so many things you can do with your strength, because we are strong guys.
Yeah.
We can do any other things that can put money on the table. We don't have to wait for rugby money for us to have a meal or something. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I think that's really great. But also, how important is mentorship? Because that's one thing that I don't know if it's talked about enough when it comes to rugby. That we have these young boys, like you said, we are in a sport that is very social. That's all about the lifestyle. And if a boy comes in at like the age of 17, 16, and they see people after the game drinking and all after game shenanigans that happen, it's easy for them to get lost in that. So
That's true.
how important is mentorship, especially from senior players and maybe club management, for these young boys to make sure that they are steered in the right direction?
So there's that saying that goes that, how do I say it? Do as I say, but don't do as I do. I don't know if that's the saying. I don't know if that's the saying, but one thing I tell guys is, if you see me doing something, you don't have to follow me.
Yeah.
Yes, definitely I'm a role model to many, but certain things you're not supposed to be doing because you're seeing Michael Wokorach doing them.
Yeah.
So I keep mentoring so many of them. I've mentored so many players. Why? Because I've also been mentored by the best people. I can tell you, Brian Tabaruka, Tolbert Onyango, Michael Wokorach, who was my very first coach by the in 2002, Ian Walker. There are so many people who have mentored me. So they've instilled that leadership and mentorship in me that I'm passing on to the next generation. Yeah. And I am very glad that so many of them respond to what I tell them to do. But I don't want them to do what I do. You understand? I want them to do the good things. Maybe if I'm in a bar, I've spent longer hours in the bar. I wouldn't want you to do that. That is me, Michael Wokorach. Make your own story. Yeah, but I tell you everything that you need to hear from me, but I'm not telling you to do exactly what I'm doing. You understand?
Yeah, but also it's important to note, just picking up on what you said in the previous podcast, that also there's a time for everything.
Yeah.
That you don't have to go to the bar on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
True.
Yeah.
Off season, do what you can do. If you want to drink yourself stupid, if you want to be in the bar, but please, when it's time for serious business, it's time for rugby, keep your body. You don't have to be on a bar at night before a game because it wears you down, it slows you down, and definitely not perform well during the game.
Yeah, so let's go back to Heathens a little bit. So, and I think this is going to be very hard for you because you have so many moments and so many things that you have achieved and experienced with that club. But can you pick out particularly fond moments or favorite moments of you in Heathens colours?
I would take it back down to 2013 and 2015. Those are the years when I was the MVP of the league. So the league then was really tough. Yeah, I can tell you. And mostly when you were playing a game against Cobs. And one thing I can remember is we had a very big rivalry with Oscar Kalyango.
Yes.
And those were the rivalries that made us who we are today. Unfortunately, Oscar could not play longer than I have done. But I really hope that we would have gone longer together and playing back together. But we had our moments in the game, and these moments shaped us and made us who we are.
Yeah.
So those are the moments I really cherish because every time we're on the pitch, if one has an edge over the other, he's definitely going to become the man of the match. And I made sure I always got the edge over Oscar. I remember he also won MVP in 2014. And why did he win it? Because he beat the best person at his number, and that is Michael Wokorach, because we played almost the same number. And every time we'd go on battle, we want to show who is the best at that number. And I think he brought out the best in us, and he shaped our rugby future.
And when you look at our league, especially, let's talk about the top flight, but generally all clubs, everyone has a certain attachment to what that particular club that they are in because of one reason or the other. But what would you say is special about Heathens?
Like they say, and being truthful, not so many of the Heathens boys have gone to school.
Yes.
Yeah? Honesty. Not so many of them have gone to school. And one thing they have is heart. They know why they play rugby, and they have a purpose in life. Even if they did not go to school, they want to make something good for themselves and through rugby. So the camaraderie in the team and the family of Heathens is unbreakable.
Yeah.
We know ourselves. There's no one who says, Nze ni mwana mugaga, Nze nasoma nnyo, or something. We are all at the same level.
Yeah.
And we all respect everyone, and we all try and uplift each other because we are not the richest club, but we try and help each other in every moment that is possible and make sure that we're on the same page and everyone feels loved at the club.
Okay. So just jumping into a bit of national team now. First and foremost, for people that are out there, and also maybe myself, how is it like with knowing the expectations of rugby fans and whatnot? How is it like playing in a home game, a home national team game?
It's an amazing experience. And I can tell you, 2022, we played the Rugby Africa Sevens at Kyadondo. And it being at Kyadondo, the home where that has brought me up and put me where I am, was an amazing one. Because I remember during that period, a few people started saying, Wokos Mokade, Akadie, you should leave. But I disproved a lot of people because I captained the team, made sure the team won, and the team winning, we went to the Commonwealth, we went to the World Cup. So playing from home is an amazing experience. It's sad that now when rugby is attracting very many fans, I've not gotten time again to put on that black, yellow, red. But I would have loved to, because a pitch like Nambole, I would say I've really missed playing in Nambole because the only time I played at Nambole was that Uganda Cup final. But if I still had the legs to go, maybe it would have been nice for me to play in the black, yellow, red colors in Nambole.
And for those out there, what has your pre-game ritual always been like, or like the building up to the game? What are those things that you particularly have to do?
A movie on Fridays. Is very important.
Indoors or outdoors?
Indoors.
Okay.
In your house, it calms you down. And probably I would say an action movie or a horror movie. Don't watch
action movie. Does it have to be in Jogere?
No, it doesn't have to. Not those love movies on a Friday night when you're going to play on Saturday. So yeah, those ones are good. They put me in that mode of action.
Yeah.
And then in the morning before a game, definitely you wake up with a lot of butterflies, depending on the game you're going to play. If it is those big games, you'll feel some butterflies, you'll feel your stomach is loose, you want to go to the washroom all the time and all that. But that is natural. So wake up in the morning and have breakfast. That's the most important meal for a day if you're going to play a game. Because sometimes lunchtime, the stomach can't allow any food. Why? Because of the butterflies. So you'll find yourself eating a muffin or eating a banana or maybe a toast of bread just to make sure that you go and play. Yeah, during that after lunch is definitely meditating, thinking about the game. You're going to strap and you're going to go to the warm-up. And one thing I can tell you, man, I hate warming up.
You hate warming up.
Oh, God, I hate warming up. Every time I'm kitted up or strapped up, I just want to enter the pitch and play. Warm-up is something that I've never gotten used to. Yeah, because when I see the opponents, I just want action time. But again, you're telling me first to go and warm up. It just kills my momentum.
Your toughest local and international game, or local game like club level and then national team, toughest games?
Man, there's a time we played Fiji, international in the sevens, and wow, we got a whitewash. That was in the World Cup 2018.
Yeah.
It was terrible for us, but it helped us learn a lot. But to me, it was one of the toughest games. Locally, I would say there's a Uganda Cup. There's a league we played after we lost the league to Pirates in 2017. We came back in 2018, I think, and won it. I think there was a final we played, and that was like one of my toughest games. And me being the captain, I had to lead the team to ensure that we won the trophy that year.
Okay. Best games for both club and national team?
My best game ever was for national team was Botswana in 2015. I was on fire. I remember scoring 3 tries. I almost scored the 4th one and helped Uganda get back to 1A. That was after we were relegated in 2014 to 1C, but luckily enough, the tournament and teams were expanded to 8, so managed to come back 2015, and we won that and went back to 1A. So that was one of my best games. Locally, I think the Uganda Cup 2023 against Rams, I was playing number 8, and I really enjoyed my time. Okay. It was an amazing moment for me.
Uganda Sevens, you were brought back into the setup with the new program of what maybe became sort of a golden generation with these young boys that really got so many hooked into the sevens rugby. Of course, culminating with all that happened with the qualification for trying to qualify for the HSBC and all. But most of the guys now that you played with are now grown men, but at the time they were young. So how was it like you being part of this very young team at the time?
I knew I was the oldest player. So one thing, the boys actually feared me because they knew our eldest player is around. So they really gave me that respect, and also the coaches gave me that respect. And one thing I keep telling people is that I'm lucky enough to play in 3 different generations. So when I started this whole sevens Uganda campaign in 2009, 8-9. I phoned the likes of Robert Seguya, Alan Musoke, Timothy Mudola, Matthias was still there. There were a couple of boys who were there. So I played with them. We didn't play so much though. I played with them and then moved on into a different generation. And then now the last generations of the Aaron Ofoiruets and all that. It feels different because rugby has evolved over the years. Back then was more of Kanyama. Now it's more skill. And the good thing with me, I'm not too bad with skill. I have some good skill because the guys I grew up with instilled that skill in me, and it has helped me so much gelling with the young boys. However much sometimes I struggle and they keep pushing me and say, Michael, do this and ABC. And I think that's the reason why Tolbert really gave me that respect to give me the captainship to lead the young boys, because Man, I didn't see myself being led by a guy who's younger than me. I don't know, it will look funny. It will look funny because they're giving you instructions, Michael, do this. But yeah, I remember when I handed over to Ian, it was good. He always consulted me and I always give him advice and say, you're the next big thing. You need to push the team going forward and make sure that we stay at the top. Unfortunately, things happened and we are no longer at the top. Yeah.
So the iconic number 13 position, which you ideally made yours for so many years, and when people talk about number 13s in recent memory, it is you that comes to mind. Who did you emulate your game from?
Definitely the legend Timothy Modola. I think at one point I actually played with him, and he was unlucky that the coach named him at 12 and made me 13. So I had to pick a leaf from him and maybe advice from him. So he nurtured me into that number. I didn't play long with him, but it was a good experience for me to share the pitch with him and also to get more advice from him on how to play 13, and it made me a better 13 in life for Uganda and for Heathens. But also, Ruben, just to let you know, I also one time played wing.
I remember
for Uganda. I remember
that game.
Even the Elgon Warriors, I actually played on the wing.
On the wing,
yeah, with a very, very bad injury of a pulled hamstring.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you've talked about, of course, playing in different generations. Now, you have also played in a time when there was no social media. And now you've also been in a part of the game where there is a lot of social media.
True.
What are those different challenges then and now? I don't know.
The banter.
The banter.
The banter is too much lately. But sometimes it's good banter. Sometimes it's not good banter. Because one thing I keep telling people is, please don't banter the players. Why? Because you're fans and you'll need these players. So respect them. You can banter each other as fans and all that, because a player would never want to step on the pitch and not do his best. Sometimes things don't go their way and they end up having a bad game. But please don't banter them, because players look at fans differently. Because if you banter me and I get to know you've bantered me, just know you're going to be in my bad books. One day you'll want to come and shake hands with me, and I'll definitely not allow that. So let's watch how we banter. I know it's an era of banter because guys keep laughing on X here and there, but if we just have the right channels of pushing out that banter and respect each other as much as we can.
Yeah, and 15s rugby national team. Do you think that you did everything that you possibly wanted to do in 15s rugby, or are there some boxes left unticked?
Yes, there were so many boxes left unticked because we tried as much as possible to get to the World Cup, but unfortunately we didn't because that should have been our highest in the 15s, and unfortunately we didn't. So I feel that I would have given more if I still had the legs to do, but unfortunately it can't happen. So we'll leave it at that. But I feel there's a lot more that I would have done better, or the 15s would have done better to take us to the international scene.
Okay. So we're going to jump into a bit of a different kind of interaction, I should say. First, we're going to start with photo moments. I'm going to show you a photo, and we talk a little bit about it, and then we continue. So this is the first photo I want to show you. It is a photo of you enjoying yourself with the Pirates fans. Back in the day, it was very rare to find people of opposite camps hanging around together. How is it that now you find it very comfortable hanging and having a good time with these people when you're not on the pitch?
I think over the years I've made fans from all the different clubs, and I think the fans respect me as Michael Wokorach. So mostly the Pirates fans, they have been good to me, and they have made sure that we hang out together, and I love hanging out with them because most of the times we're hanging out, we're talking about rugby or it's malaria time. I think that very picture when Bugembe and I remember Heathens beat Pirates and I was making all the noise for them. And then when we did not win the final and Malukuba beat us, they came making noise for me. So it's good moments if you as fans and players relate together, because this is a community.
Yeah.
It's rugby, and we will all need each other in one way or another.
Yeah. The second set of photos that I'm going to show you, and I actually beef you for this, but these particular two photos, you had the privilege of going to, I don't know if there was a training and there was a dinner.
Yes.
At Saracens, which is a club that I support. How did that happen, first and foremost?
Yeah, it's I would say it's a privilege because I have friends who stay in the UK and in England in particular. They are people who have seen me grow, they have seen me play my rugby, and they invited me to the UK to have a testimonial dinner for Neil the Cock. I don't know if you remember him.
Yeah, I remember him.
South African scrum half.
Yeah.
And I did not turn them down. I accepted to go to the UK and have the dinner. And I think some of the pictures you saw, I took pictures with Owen Farrell. I took pictures with Billy Vilipola.
How was it like being on the training pitch with Billy V? How big is that guy in real life, man?
He's big. It was quite amazing because
Big Billy.
I got to see how professionals train. I can tell you, we train too much here in Uganda.
We train too much.
Too much. Those guys do about, if they're in season, they'll do about 40 minutes max and they're out. And it's mostly just the different zones of how to play and all that.
Yeah.
So I was very lucky because I went down to Allianz Park, interacted with some of those players that would normally watch on TV. And it was amazing how they embraced me, they welcomed me. And I had very good moments, took a couple of pictures with the trophies that they have won. So those are the memories I'll forever live with. We shared the same dressing room. They gave me so much kit and said, have this for memory. I came back to Uganda, I was changing kit.
How many Saracens jerseys do you have?
I have like 4 of them.
Why don't you give me one Saracens jersey, man?
But they're too old, Ruben. And your size now. They can't fit in.
Take size take a tea. But okay, I get what you're saying. Anyway, we move to the next photo. One that was taken in 2009. You holding a trophy, relatively smaller than you are now, and also in a vintage Heathens jersey. What can you tell us about that moment?
I think those are beautiful moments for me because that was the year, the second year after I joined Heathens. Because the first year when I joined Heathens in 2008, Cobbs won the league. So we came to 2009, and that was the first trophy I ever held for Heathens in the league. So it was an amazing moment. You can look at my size. I was really small because I was still fresh from school. Back then, I hated the gym so much, yeah. And I tried as much as possible to play rugby the way I was, but I got so much advice from different people and said, size tezanya gym, tezanya rugby. Or inagenda ko mu gym and beef up your body. So I picked a leaf from that time, and I think one of the very first people who encouraged me to go to the gym is actually Helen Butime.
Yeah.
I'm very sure she has come on the podcast and told you guys I hated the gym so much, but she offered to pay for me a gym session at there's a gym that we used to go to in Ntinda. We had our coach called Coach Shao. The gym was called Econs. We used to go there, and that's the gym I went to, and that it made me totally change my rugby and how I think about rugby. It gave me that beefed up body, and I became the Gonya I am. Yeah.
Okay, so the next part of what we are going to go in is called Michael Quotes. But we have only one quote that I found particularly interesting. So the quote reads as such: treating people right is better than posting Bible verses every day that you don't even practice. This, when I looked at this, I also now, I'm just recalling all the times that I was doing a bit of homework. You know, Facebook, when you go back and read some of the things that you used to post, you can be like, but what was I on? So you used to have a lot of motivational quotes and whatnot on Facebook and so many things. But for this one, what was the thought process behind it?
Ruben,
yes, it does make sense, but what made you tweet this?
Ruben, I think I was meant to be a motivational speaker in real life. Anyway, that quote I put on Twitter then, I have seen people post so many times about God and putting Bible verses and all that. But in real life, it is different.
Yeah.
So when I looked at them in real life and I look at what they post, I saw two different people. That's why I came up and I said I need to post something just to send a message out there that treating people right is better than posting Bible verses that you don't even actually practice and or believe in.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now we are going into a bunch of tributes, messages, and audios that were sent in. And of course, a special shout out to our partners, Black, who provided these headsets that really give us a good audio experience as we are going through this. So the first one is from a person you just previously talked about, Oscar Kalyango. And I just want to play you what he actually shared with me in the build-up to this podcast.
It's good to see the evening, man. I mean, first I'll say, for those that watched you play, should consider themselves lucky. And for us who go to play with you, we are blessed, my brother. You've done exceptionally well, man. You've had a stellar career, man. Both locally and internationally. I mean, locally you've won every single trophy that there is to win in Uganda rugby, 7s, 15s, that's Uganda Cup and the league. You have a couple of those, some unbeaten. Man, internationally you've done 2 World Cup tours, a couple of Commonwealth tours, Elgon Cup, car tournaments, even regional ones.
That's a bit of it, but it's quite a lengthy one. I'll share the full version with you. But talk to me about that, because we did a podcast with Oscar as well, and he also talked about you. It was a very interesting situation. He even shared some photos I can see in the chat. But Oscar, the rivalries, and then getting to play on the national team together.
Oscar was a very good mate. We were playing for different clubs, but one thing I know about Oscar, he loved me and I loved him. We would battle each other on the pitch, but at the end of the night, people would see us roaming together at different bars and having a good time. He was a very brilliant player, and I would say we had one of the most formidable forces in rugby for Uganda. Oscar played 12, I played 13, and we all mastered the art of helping each other, having each other's backs, and I think it got us going for so long. Recently I was talking to Coach Sky and I said, I wish you guys were much younger and we see that combination of Oscar and Michael back in that midfield, because he thinks right now Uganda is struggling in that sector because we don't have the right first center and maybe we have the right second center, but the combination doesn't work. So me and him come a long way. We have always taken care of each other. We have always looked up to each other and made sure that no one is on the wrong side of rugby, but also just seeing that we all succeed in our lives outside rugby. Yeah.
Okay, the second one is a message that came in from Eddie Chiwanuka. Where he said, over the past 15 plus years that I have been involved with rugby, you have exemplified what it means to be a superstar, ascending from nothing to a legend. It's been some time, but I hope to see you more off the pitch now. Thank you so much for your dedication towards the beautiful sport of rugby. He also shared some photos and one of his first billboard that you were part of well.
Oh yeah, one of the first billboards with Nile Special. Yeah, with Scott will watch as well in that billboard.
So what do you have to say about Eddie Chiwanuka?
Eddie started off as a very quiet man when he came into the rugby scenes, but he was recognized because he had so much passion for the sport. He became much louder over the years. And I think he has done so much for himself, and also he gives it back to rugby because rugby has opened so many doors for him. Personally, I have a very personal relationship with Eddie. He's a good guy. He's someone who he respects me quite a lot.
Yeah.
And he looks at me as a big role model to the Heathens players and to the rugby guys in Uganda. So thank you very much, Eddie, for that message. It's quite touching. And I hope you welcome me warmly to the stands.
So, and then the next message comes in from Philip Wokorach. Michael, what you have done for the sport talks for itself and will stay engraved in the history of Ugandan rugby forever. I wish you all the best in the future. Most fond memories were playing for Heathens and the national team together, PW15. I have noticed throughout my social media checks that you guys tend to find time to have a two-man photo moment always. What's that bond like between you and Philip?
Philip is my younger brother, and I've always looked after him ever since he joined rugby, and mostly ever since he joined Heathens. I would feel bad if Philip took a hit, and I would just ensure that he's safe. Every time he took a hit, I would go and ask him, "Olipolonji, are you fine?" And yeah, he has gone through some hard times in rugby, breaking his leg twice, but I'm thankful to God because He opened so many doors for him, and right now he was the first professional player to go and play in France. So it has been an amazing journey between me and him, and playing for Heathens and playing for Uganda. I know we did not play so many years for Heathens, but the years we played, at least we won a lot of silverware. And every time we would win, we would want to take pictures together with the trophy. And they would call us the two Wokoraches, the destroyers, whatever names they would give us, because we looked up to each other, we took care of each other, and he has also done good for Ugandan rugby. I think he has put up his hand. He's one of the best, most skillful players in Uganda has ever had, and he's an ambassador for us in France. Recently, Casito just joined him, so we just hope many doors will be open for other players in Uganda to also go to France. So thank you very much, Philip, for the message. I gladly take it in, and thank you for appreciating my service to the country and to Heathens.
How impactful has Timothy Mudola been to you as a rugby player, but as a person as well?
I met Timothy when I was still a very young boy, and he looked at me as someone who would be very great in future in terms of playing my rugby. And just to take you back, when I started playing rugby for Heathens, I was actually not a center. My first game was fullback for Heathens, and my first game I played for Heathens was against Mongers. But after that, I found my way into playing center, and that is second center. And one thing I remember was guys told me, one of the best players who knows how to play center is Timothy Mudola. We had a couple of engagements together. I consulted him, asked him how the center is played, even if he was playing for the different club, but he always gave me advice and made sure that I mastered that number. And I was very glad that we once played on the same team, and he nurtured me into becoming the best center and following into his footsteps, because he's an African champion. In all my playing days, I've not yet become. I didn't get the opportunity to become an African champion, but I can tell you he opened up so many doors for me with his advice and with his mentorship for me to become who I am. He came back into becoming a coach. He came and coached us during that time of 2021, 2022, when we came here and won the African Cup. So from his playing days into becoming a coach, even when he was a coach, he kept on advising me, he kept on looking at me as someone who could still become great and become a great person in future.
Okay, let's try and play this audio again.
Hello, hi Ruben. So my fondest moment actually of Michael is, I think, one of the first games we played together. I think I had also started fading out of the game, leaving, and when he started really putting his hand up, everyone was like, "Oh, finally we've gotten a 13 to cover you, Timo. We've gotten your understudy." And so there's this game in at Legends against Zimbabwe. I think it was Coach, was it Magona or the late Herbert? They tried out something and put me and Michael in the center. Boy, oh boy, did the line run that day. I think it's one of the few last times Ugandans watched Ugandan line running, striking at all angles, centers scoring, wingers scoring, and yeah, we really connected. And I think because I was seeing also the 13 element in him, it made it easy. And actually, we again tried it recently, just before I got injured, the Legends game in Nairobi. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to finish and play the entire game. But the few minutes we did, it was trouble for the Kenyan Legends. Yeah. Michael, one thing I know about him, a competitor. Every session, every match, every moment, he shows up and he showed up with intent. He trained hard, he played honestly, and even when things got tough, and beyond his performances, he sets himself apart in his character. He's a leader. I think we all saw that. Took over the various national teams well. Doesn't shout, corrects, and many youngsters actually right now look up to Michael. He's now he has set that legacy for himself and for the young players going ahead. So, Michael, as you step away from the field this Saturday, I just want to say thank you for what you've done for Uganda Rugby. I was honored to have led you. I was honored to have played with you. I was honored for you leading me, by the way, and for the sacrifices and the professionalism and for that legacy. So, leave everything on that last run. I'm honored, or by the way, to be part of the coaching team of one of the teams. And we hope and we believe we are going to show up some entertaining rugby for your last run, Michael. Enjoy the retirement, but you're not tired, please. The legends still need you. There are other aspects of the game where you can come in. Remember, we had a chat about S&C. Please come through, and well done for all the years, 20 plus years of your time.
Yeah, so that was from Timo. Then the last audio that we have, this one I want you to guess before I tell you who the person is. You might be peeping in my notes, I'm seeing you. But
Your iPad is too far, I can't see.
but you're even blind, so it's Kawa.
Workers, you retire.
Peter Magona.
The day had to come sooner or later. First met Workers, or got to see Workers about 2008 on a trip back when I was working out of the country, on a trip back, and I went to watch my Heathens at Kyadondo. And having left Heathens just, over a year prior, I was surprised to see this kid in a starting position in a big match. It was semi-final, I think. And he was fantastic. Like, he was there was once an overlap and he was on the wing and he did not rush it. He held up his line, shadowed the man with the ball, and when the pass was made to the last man, he went in for the kill. Shortly thereafter, same game, someone ran into him. He made a solid, head-on tackle, got up, released, cleaned out the ball, passed it on to the next man. I was like, what a talent. I was amazed. And, obviously took an interest in him. And when I moved back a few months later and got back into the Heathens setup as coach and coach player, we played together, and it was obvious just how talented he was and versatile and eager to learn and grow and listen. And for me, his biggest growth came in his leadership. He was one of those players who just liked to put his head down and get the job done. And then to get him out of that shell and get him to be more of a leader and see that growth there to him becoming one of the, if not, I think one of our greatest sevens captains and captain of 15s and a leader both on and off pitch to players alike. It's been, just a marvel to watch. And this is all him. Off the pitch, a gentleman, a good sport, a good laugh as well. So all around a top man. Michael, you have every reason to be proud of your career. We are just amazed and proud of you. And yeah, enjoy the off time, but we look forward to your further contribution in rugby. Good man.
Yeah,
Cheers.
So those were the audios that came through. Oh, I had forgotten one. They were going to kill me for forgetting this one. But first tell me about your experience with Peter Maguna, the legendary Peter Maguna.
I know so many people don't know, but Peter has been my mentor for so many years. I've run to Peter when I have an issue. I've run to Peter when things are not going on well. I've run to Peter so many times to bail me out when things are turning different. Peter, I remember the first engagement is exactly what he says when he came back from SA. He watched me play. That was, I think, Makere 10s, who were playing them at Kyadondo. And I did very many good things. And he approached me after the game. He asked me who I am, what am I doing? And at that time, I was still in campus. And he put up himself to help me become a better person. He became an advisor. He advised me a lot about school things. He talked to me all the time. And at one point, things were not going on very well. And I think Peter paid for me part of my campus fees for about a year.
It's great, man.
Yeah, so I look at him as my mentor, my go-to person anytime things were not turning out well. And I'm amazed he says very good things about me because he's a good man as well. And he always wants the best for the other people, and I think he shows it in his style. And as a person, he's now a big guy in a different company, but he's doing well for himself. And I'm very lucky to have met people like him. He took me in his wings, and he showed me so many different things. And I'm grateful that today he can put up such a very beautiful message about me. And I'm glad to have met him. And I just hope to see him on Saturday, because I want to close this chapter when he's also around.
I'm still disappointed that there are no tears yet, man. Maybe Saturday. I'll send my guys on Saturday.
It's because you're not taking your keen eye. But yeah, let's continue.
The last audio.
Yes, this is Tolbert Onyango. Glad to have worked with Michael over the years, over a decade. He has pretty much embodies the spirit of rugby, the sport. He goes hard, puts all his efforts in it. People just see the final product on pitch. There's a lot more work that goes behind the scenes, and he's pretty much part of it. From talking to the players, from ensuring mental health is okay, ensuring that the other bits of life are sorted. Being the experienced gentleman that he is, quite a number of years on him now. He normally pulls in the younger players when they come into the squad, and I'm talking now national team and club, so you can see his influence there. What we're going to miss about him, I think, it's his leadership on pitch. He's got a strong presence, and as a young player or as any other player, when you look to your left or to your right and you see a guy like Michael on pitch, man, gives the team some confidence. A player who has I think he was first a center, a very solid guy at center. He put on some weight and some wisdom, and as a club, Heathens, we moved him to the park, and it's shown that he's quite versatile, and he keeps on doing the job, getting the job done. So yeah, man, kudos, Michael. All the best in future endeavors, and yeah, let's link up for a loose one.
Coach Tolbert, what do you have to say about him?
Man, I just have so much to say about Coach Tolbert. One thing I can say is he was the very first person to ever notice my potential and put me in the Heathens setup. There's this one time in 2008. Back then, Buffaloes and Heathens, we used to have trial games at Kyadondo. And for you to be called a Heathens or a Buffalo, you needed to go through the trials. So they would put all the teams in one basket and then choose. So they would choose you according to your potential and according to how the trials have gone.
Yeah.
And I remember Tolbert told the selectors that there's that one boy called Michael Wokorach. You need to give him a chance in Heathens. And I'm very glad I didn't disappoint him. When they put me in Heathens, I've done my job. for all these 18 years, and I'm really, really very glad, and I give him my all because he showed the potential in me and he has made me who I am. Tolbert, 7 setup, he gave me the captainship, he believed in me, he put me as a mentor for the guys, he always gave me the platform to talk to the players, to make sure the players are okay financially, make sure that the players have what they need so that they are not stressed. So I if there's any rugby player who has passed through the hands of Tolbert, they know who that man is. He's a fatherly figure. He does so much behind the scenes. He takes out so much out of his pocket to ensure the team is safe, the team is fine, the team is performing. So I give him my all, and definitely I'm going to miss him.
Yeah.
He has done so much for me, even behind the scenes, that people don't really know. But he's a very great man. He's a great man, and to me, he's an icon.
Okay. And as we get into the final part of our conversation today, which I actually do appreciate you for this time. I know it's still a working day, and we have brought our equipment here to jazz rugby during work hours.
Yeah.
HR may call you up after this, but I'm sure this conversation is worth it. So, random questions.
Yeah.
The first segment of the random questions is either or. If not Heathens, what club would it be?
Buffaloes.
Buffaloes. Yeah. As a part-time forward, scrum or line out, what do you prefer?
Scrum.
Scrum. Just because you're at the base there,
Yes.
you're not at in the fire.
Absolutely.
7s or 15s, what did you enjoy more?
I think I enjoyed the 7s more. One thing is because of the travel.
The travel.
And the way we carried ourselves. The boys can say we look like superstars because they always took us like we are the guys.
Do you know how many countries you traveled to in your career?
I counted about 18.
18 countries.
Yeah.
That's quite a busy passport.
Yeah.
Old school rugby or modern era?
Modern era, because you have to be versatile.
Okay.
Yeah.
Winning ugly or losing beautifully?
Winning ugly.
Winning ugly.
Yeah.
Okay. Chigere or ribs?
Ribs.
Ribs. Okay. The next part is a true or false. You hated fitness sessions more than contact drills.
True.
Your first trophy still means more than any other title.
True.
You were more nervous before your debut than your last game.
False.
You've played a full match injured without telling the coach.
True.
There's a current Heathens player who reminds you of yourself.
True.
The next part is called Name Them. So, the funniest teammate you've played with?
Desire.
Desire, yeah? The smartest rugby brain you know?
Philip Wokorach.
Philip Wokorach. The teammate you trust with your life in a brawl?
Ian Munyani.
Really?
Yeah.
Ian can scuffle.
Yeah, he would do anything for you.
Yeah.
He has saved me so many times in the 7s.
Okay. This one is just going to be a selection. Frame it. You're going to pick. They don't necessarily have to be the greatest ever, but this is your team. Best prop you played with?
Brian Odong.
Best hooker?
Alex Muriru.
Best lock?
Uhuru Gomez, Charles.
Best back rower?
Can I have two?
It's okay.
Matthias Ochoa and the late Robert Seguya.
Best halfback? Wow. Let's actually split them. Best 9 and best 10.
Played with best 9. Best 10, Chris Lubanga. Best 9, I would go with Davis Chiwarabi.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
Best center?
Oscar Kalyango.
Okay. Best wing?
Am I naming I played with or just randomly?
You've played with. But you can also, if someone just caught your attention.
Both Oscar and Timothy Modola.
Okay.
This is my role model in that number 30.
That's for center.
Yeah, for center.
And then best wing?
Best wing, Lawrence Sebuliva.
Lawrence Sebuliva.
Yeah.
Best fullback. We know that answer to
Yeah.
that one.
Yeah.
Finish the sentence. Rugby taught me that.
Discipline.
Okay. The biggest myth about rugby players is?
They eat too much.
Personally, I think the biggest myth about rugby players is that they are very hard guys. Off pitch, they are soft. Have you ever met them with their significant others?
I know.
Softies,
I
just.
know. True.
If you could change one thing in Uganda rugby, what would it be and why?
If I could change one thing in Ugandan rugby,
Mm.
what could it be? The way the welfare of players is catered for.
Okay.
Because sometimes players struggle a lot, and for them to play for the national team, definitely everyone expects them to be getting something substantial.
So this is for players. What should young players stop doing immediately?
And misusing their body.
Misusing their bodies.
Yeah.
In what way?
Not respecting your body a night before you want to go and maybe go and drink, or not taking care of your body in terms of you getting the conditioning that is needed for the rugby game. Yeah.
What should they never compromise on?
On their ability.
On their ability.
Yeah.
Okay. On the last podcast, you mentioned, we talked about the potential next number 13s. The names you mentioned at the time were Taufik Bagalana and Ian Munyani. Now that we saw the ceremonial or maybe unceremonial handover where Timothy ushered you in, and of course Oscar Kalyango came in there, but really it was your number. Now, who do you think is going to take on that mantle, 13?
I think I would go with Innocent Gokto.
Innocent Gokto.
Yeah, he's a very versatile player. He has the brains. What is lacking is maybe the body, but that one can be worked on. So I think he would take the mantle to become the best number 13. We saw a lot of him last year. Unfortunately, this year he got injured, but I'm very sure he's going to bounce back and become a great player.
Okay. The GOAT conversation. When we are starting this podcast, I almost lost my breath reading your CV. Do you think you're the GOAT of Ugandan rugby?
I leave that to you, the media.
Why are you being political?
And the fans. You know, people think about the GOAT in a different way. Because if you look at, let me take you to football, if you look at Messi and Ronaldo, people will say Ronaldo is the GOAT, people will say Messi is the GOAT.
Yeah.
So it is up to you to think about who is the GOAT.
Yeah.
If you put all the achievements maybe Michael Wokorach has done, or Alan Musoke, or the late Robert Seguya has done, it is now up to you to choose who you think is the GOAT of rugby.
Okay. And I'm not sure when my producer is going to have this out, but Saturday you have, of course, a testimonial game and some festivities afterwards to just celebrate you. And I think that's a great thing, and we need to do a lot of that for many of the people in our game.
Yeah.
What should people expect?
Okay, firstly, just to take you back. So I've seen sportsmen over the years just vanish from the scene.
Yes.
Or just retire in silence. I didn't want to do that kind of thing. I wanted to do it differently. That I retire with one more game, bringing back the whole rugby community.
Yeah.
Have a game that is going to say farewell to me.
Okay.
So I chose two teams. Solely the teams were chosen by me. So the team that is going to be Team Gonya, who is going to have a mix of players. Some are played with over the years in the 15s, some are played with over the years in the 7s. And then the other team is going to have an UG All-Star team, which is going to have players from around the league, from the different clubs, who have been very amazing and who I've admired when I look at the sideline and I look at them and say there's so much potential in them.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a very competitive game, and I just wish the day goes on well and it doesn't rain to kill the event. The team that is going to be Team Gonya is going to be coached by Tolbert Onyango, Tabaruka Brian, and Athio Muhammad. On the other side, it's going to be coached by Timothy Mudola and Marvin Odong.
Okay.
Yeah, so Saturday, the gates will be open as early as 10 o'clock because there's going to be fun activity happening at Kyadondo.
Okay.
And the first game is going to be played at 2. So those are the youngsters, the Kyadondo under 20, and then the SMAC under 20. And then the main major game is going to be at 4 p.m. After the game, there's going to be an award ceremony. There's going to be a dinner with the players just to share some beautiful moments together and maybe have 1 or 2 drinks together. And then there was going to be an after party, which is going to go till late in the night.
Okay.
Yeah.
Michael, what next?
Very interesting question, Ruben. For now, I just want to give myself some self-love. I want to stand out from the sport and just get back to what I've been loving to do out of the sport. That is, enjoy myself more, concentrate on my work, and I see what the future holds. Maybe I could come back into a coaching role or an administrator or something. But for now, I think I just want to unwind and just be on the sideline and just forget a bit about rugby, because my body has taken in so many battles, and I think I just deserve that well-deserved rest for now. And I think about what the future holds for me.
Guys have already been asking questions. Some people want you to become the next URU president. Other guys asking if you're going to go into coaching. Have you yet decided the direction you want to take next, if that time comes, and when that time comes?
Not yet, but
Not
I'll
yet.
be willing to take in any direction. Maybe become an official, or become an administrator, or become a coach. So it will depend on what my heart feels and where I can put my hands or get them dirty.
Michael, how would you want to be remembered?
I would want to be remembered as Michael Wokorach, that cool guy who loved rugby, who loved seeing people strive, who loved seeing the community happy, and who loved taking in big hits and being called the Gonya. Yeah.
1 hour and 27 minutes of a conversation. I hope that whoever is watching this is going to appreciate this opportunity of us, the Fat Cats, shining a light on one of the greats. I was talking to someone, and this is not just because you're here. I was talking to someone yesterday. I don't know if it was because of the beverages I had or what, but I was like, man, I think the GOAT conversation has changed. Previously, my GOAT was Alan Musoke, but I think you're the GOAT now.
I appreciate that, Ruben.
I think you're the GOAT, or at least in the top 3.
What I can tell you, it has been a very emotional week for me, yeah. And sometimes when I wake up in the morning, I'm like, did I really have to do it? But then I look back and said, you know what? I've achieved everything I want to achieve. There's really nothing. There's no stone I've not turned.
Okay.
I've been everywhere. I've played all kinds of tournaments. But one thing I regret is not having played in the Olympics.
In the Olympics.
Yes, we've tried to go to the Olympics, but unfortunately, I have not. I would have loved to have that name, the Olympian. But unfortunately, it can't happen, and a man has to do what he has to do.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Michael. For those that are watching this, make sure that you subscribe or you follow, depending on where you're watching or listening to this podcast from. And yeah, it's been a beautiful one. Guys, thank you very much for being a part of this. Ruben Kihumuro is my name. I don't know if I introduced myself to start, by the way. But I've been here with Michael Wokorach, and thank you for being part of the podcast.
Just to wrap up, I think I have a couple of partners who have who want me to retire in a very good way. So they have come up to partner with me for this weekend. There's definitely Kyadondo, my home, away from home. There's Nile Special, who have also said, Michael, let's send you in a very good way.
Yeah.
There's Harris International under the brand Rock Boom. There's Tamil Fireworks.
Okay.
Yeah, who have also partnered with me to just ensure that things go on well. I have a committee. I can't forget to thank them. Thank you very much. The committee is led by my sister, Portia Loyo. Thank you very much for the hard work you've done over the week and last week to ensure that Saturday becomes a success. So I thank you all very much, and I hope to see you all on Saturday.
Yeah. Cheers.
My ears can't hear anymore.